Heyo, how are you guys doing? It's your boy Vi sprinting at you at full speed with the second episode of our Mage shenanigans. In the last one, we struggled very wholesomely against like half of pre-hard mode, having multiple bosses take more than 3.5 minutes each, but this might have been just because we didn't fully understand how mana sickness works. As I said in our last episode, it's a good thing that we found that out sooner rather than later. Now, let's start off by getting some Essence of Chaos, Havoc, from the Brimstone Crags, and then Essence of Ilium from the Ice Golems in the Snow Biome, combining them with our Frost and Flare bolt to make the Frigid Flash bolt. After that, going to the Sunken Sea, as the Sea Serpents can drop us the Serpentine. We go to the Crimson, where we start furiously smashing altars for Souls of Night, which we will later convert into Souls of Light, and then make the Amalgamated Brain. We then grab a random emblem and go to the Shimmer, where we shimmer the emblem until we get a Sorcerer's Emblem, and then extend our above house arena a little more, while also farming some Souls of Light for better wings. Now, the question is, which wings will we be making? Yo, Waffle Time, can you give me a little tip again, cause I forgot.
We craft up the manliest fucking set of wings in existence.
You're goddamn right. So after going to the Hollow, we hunt down every single organism that moves and go back home to make the pixie wings. After that, we remember that there is a very good accessory that mages can use after defeating Slime God, that being the Mana Polarizer. This accessory can help you quite a lot, and this might be a little bit of a mistake on my end, but we will be wearing this almost till the end game. And lastly, we make the Feather Crown, which was completely reworked with this update and seems to be pretty good. And now it's time to get into the boss fights. So we go to our snow biome, get rid of the massive mountain next to our pylon, put some platforms and summon Cryogen. I don't remember if that was the case in the previous playthroughs, but I think this is the first time I defeat Cryogen on our first try. Unfortunately for us though, it yet again took us almost 3.5 minutes. From him we get the wings, or whatever he has, which are actually a little better than the pixie wings, alongside the magic weapons from the boss and from Permafrost, which are pretty bad. After that we get our alcohols. Now, initially we won't be touching Everclear because Mage is made out of paper to begin with. Removing 5 HP regen a second and 30% defense will be like adding fuel to the fire. We will get Moonshine, and with it we will also get the Star Beam Rye, which decreases our damage by 10% but increases mana regen even while using weapons, which is pretty great. So after these preparations, we also prepare the Hollow Arena, get our Gelatin Crystal and summon Queen Slime. And just like with Cryogen, surprisingly, we managed to defeat her on our first try, and holy shit, the fight took less than a minute and a half? Yo, are we back? As we want to review our world, we go back home to make the Ancient Masters map of the Lost King's great ancestors. Big shout out to Fargo's mod. But now we make the Deep Diver because our next boss is the Destroyer, and for him, I very highly recommend using a Ram Dash. We always die a couple of times to him, but this time we only died twice, which I'm pretty sure is a new record for us. Again, the kill time seems to be also kinda normal, so that is also not bad, but unfortunately we can't make anything new just yet, so let's jump into the next mech fight, that being the twins. Just like with the Destroyer, we set a new record for the amount of deaths because we only died once to them before defeating them on our second attempt. The fight did take more than 3 minutes though, so that was kinda bad, but whatever. With the second mech defeated, we can start mining adamantite and titanium and then mine chaotic ore, with which we can finally make a new armor as we're still rocking the strategy armor. So after making the Daedalus armor, we make a couple of new weapons as our current ones are starting to struggle and only come out with a single good weapon, that being the Ion Blaster. Now, for those of you that might not have touched or seen Mage in quite a while, there have been quite a massive amount of changes to Mage ever since the Brainstorm update. The Ion Blaster was reworked to use mana with left click and just shoot normally, but after that you hold right click to regain mana quickly while charging the weapon, and after you max out your mana bar, you release it, dealing damage based on the mana you recovered. Charging it for more than 90% of your max mana will charge it to max, but while holding the weapon you are prevented from picking up mana stars. So the way you play is you shoot with left click for a while, right click to regain mana and charge the weapon, and then release the blast. In my opinion, this is a pretty damn cool mechanic, and one thing I will 100% recommend is to not play with a mana flower, because I cooked myself with the auto mana potion more times than I'm willing to admit. And now, with our new armor and weapon, let's face the Dread Nautilus, who might have killed me 2 times before we faced Cryogen. As people say, third time's the charm, so on our third attempt we defeat him and move on to our third and last mech, that of course being Prime. Almost 3 minutes later the last Mage falls as well. Again, I cannot stress this enough, do not play with a mana flower while using a weapon like this. I have absolutely no idea why I didn't remove it myself, but do not repeat my mistake. The mana flower was literally the single reason why my fights were harder than they should have been. But now it's time to go to the Sulphurous Sea, mine out a large area so we have a good big arena, and if you guys do the same, let me give you a little tip in case you didn't know that. If you're mining a massive part of your abyss or anything around a big body of water, eventually that water will have to fill in the gaps, but it starts to lag quite a lot. The easiest way to fix that is to relog, as when you save and quit and then join back in the lines on your loading screen you will see the line settling liquids. This updates the liquids instantly without you having to wait an eternity. So now, after we're all done, let us call the Aquatic Scourge. In our first attempt, this motherfucker literally had 72 HP left. And guess what was the reason I wasn't doing good enough to kill him? Yup, the damned mana flower. Let this be a lesson for you guys. But luckily on our third attempt, we take him down with not too many difficulties, but the fight still takes 3 minutes, which is way longer than I've had it with any other class. Now it's time to make a massive arena in our Brimstone Crags, as we need space for the Brimstone Elemental and Cygnus later on. So after we're done, we place the platforms and call upon the stunningly hot mummy. So we defeat her on our first attempt, but the fight took us 3 minutes and 14 seconds, which seems to be a little much. Now, what may be the reason for this? Surely it isn't because I tactically forgot to remove the screwdriver alcohol after I was done building the arena, right? Man, god damn it. Because of that, I wanted to be a little more fair to Mage, so I refought her without screwdrivering myself, and the duration of the fight looked a little more normal, coming in at just under 2.5 minutes, which is still quite above every other class, but whatever. We get her magic weapon, which is actually not bad, but speaking of weapons, there was a weapon we forgot to make, which is quite good and should be better than the Iron Blaster, that being the Gleaming Magnolia. And now we make a massive arena for Plantera, as I died 4 times to her and it was a little brutal. So after making the big arena, let us fight Plantera for real. And yet again another 3+ minute fight, but what can you do? The important part is that with Plantera defeated we can get Ectoplasm and finally make better weapons, out of which there was only a single very good one, that being the Tears of Heaven. With it though, it is time to take revenge on Calamity's clone, as before we fought Plantera I wanted to try and defeat her, but I skillfully managed to die 11 times. As people say everywhere in the world, 12 times is the charm, and we finally defeat her as well. Now, we won't be making the Brimflame armor because I am bad enough at dodging to begin with, let alone stacking a self-killing armor set bonus on top of that. It will increase our damage by quite a lot, but you might remember something I said in a previous playthrough. Having a lot of damage is good, but you can't deal all of that damage if you're fucking dead. So after devouring the Sanguine Tangerine and making the Asgard's Valor, we make our way to the temple and the Golem room, and after lighting up the place a little, we summon Golem. So we managed to defeat him on our first try, and it wasn't that hard at all, but bro, 4 minutes and 43 seconds, almost a 5-minute fight. I know that my accessories and my weapons might not be the best, but brother, what on God's green fucking earth do you mean almost a 5-minute fight? Jesus mother loving Christ, this is a little insane. And on that insane note, it is time to end today's episode. Mage seems to be struggling very damn hard so far, and things aren't looking good at all. Again, I know that in the end game we have the Infernum Mage weapons that are pretty insane, but that should 100% not mean that Mage should be this horrible right now. I think that more than 50% of our bosses today and some from the last time took us close to or more than 3 whole minutes to kill, and that should be illegal, but it is what it is. Once the playthrough is over, I will give my honest review of all of the classes, though please remember this will only be my opinion, and you guys don't have to agree with me. Again, maybe I'm playing Mage incredibly wrong, and maybe the Brimflame armor will make all of the difference, but from what I've seen, it is not worth it. You shouldn't need to put on a suicide armor just so that you can come close to the kill time of other classes. But with all of that yapping out of the way, I want to thank you all for being with me today. If you liked the episode, feel free to yeet that like and subscribe button through the window the way I want to yeet myself after this Golem experience, and don't forget to follow me on all of the socials in the description so you don't miss out on the next episode. If you also wish to do it, feel free to leave a comment down below, as I always read them and reply, so go say hi, or if you have any questions, ask away and I will make sure to answer it. Thank you all again for watching this episode, and I hope you fools will fly with me in the next episode. Struggling to hold it together as a Mage Vi, out.